youtube.com. 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 YouTube. .com. YouTube. Welcome to my stream. Lil Robin, Mad Dude, Atomic Thomas. Yes, we have the new space background. I've actually had this one for a while, but I felt like switching it up. Hello, I'm a lord. I'm waiting for the reveal. Epic Man. What's the Nintendo background music? I think it's Metopia. Brandon, Galaxy God, TJ Tharp, Complex Awareness, Righteous Righteous, Vend, Wizard Donkey. Okay, well, I'm not expecting too many people to show up because it's like Saturday night and everybody's out at clubs and junk. But I'll bring myself up. Hello. Yeah. Behold my cuteness. I am now Lovecore fake. Yay. I'll put a lot of work into my Lovecore-ness. Look, I have a flower and a halo that's a heart. And I have a new dress and it's all fancy and I got hearts in my eyes. Happy February. This is the only way we can survive. Hello, Luis Lopez, man with hoodie. Argo. I did my halo. No, this was very hard to make until I realized that you can just like make one side of the heart shape and then mirror it. That made it a little bit easier. Look like a retro magical girl. Yeah, heart-shaped halos, not really in fashion. But they are for me. So cute. I could have made it like a prettier shade of yellow, maybe added some sparkles, but you know, I was getting way too into it and just like trying to figure out if I should add like heart-shaped buns to my hair. This is very complicated. It took so long to decide on the colors. Kind of alone, but you do have a dog there. That's nice. I'm glad you have a dog. I have a message for your dog. Yeah. Trying to start a fight with your dog. So you did figure out the ear color issue. Yeah, I don't know what it was. V-Roid Studio doesn't have like program updates, so you can't just like click a thing that's like update program and then it works. You have to like install a new program entirely. So I was back on like version 1.26, but they're on like 2.1 now, and they've got all this other extra stuff that I didn't even know about. They got hats and tails and well, they've got other things too, but I've forgotten about them. Behold tails! That's so much easier for me. I can make myself a tail if I ever need one. But I've kind of gone so long without one, it feels weird for me to have a tail, you know? You don't use the Steam version? No. I don't like the time I spend in programs being tracked. I've got a model poser that I downloaded from Steam, and it's kept track of like how long I've had it open. It's already been like 20 hours and I'm just like, I don't want to know how long I've been looking at this. Stop. Anyway, so when I got the new version, I just like created the new cat ears and it just let me change the color of them from the selector, so that was way easier. I mean, I was just using like the default shape and size, so it was fine. Oh, so I got hearts in my eyes. Please view and be amazed. Big hearts, big eyes. So fancy. heart-shaped buttons. That's so fancy. Get away from me, but why? I'm so lovely. This is me when I'm lovely. And now that I am Lovecore, everything will be okay. Do you guys want to see the rest of my outfit? It's like, look at how fancy. I got shoes. And a ribbon. That's crazy. I'm sorry for breaking the illusion there. I really am in space, though. I know I get to be fancy now. It's one of those things, like, I am tempted to make my model just, like, more fancy overall. But then I'm just like, it would be less special when I dress up then. Because, like, what if I'm just fancy all the time? But sometimes I'm different. You know what I mean? Oh, salty eggs. I didn't really have any plans or like any games to play. I just showed up here. I just showed up here and I'm kawaii. Welcome to my stream. Special occasions make a more fancy outfit. See, that's so hard because I'm bad at character design. You're keeping yourself from freezing in the vacuum space with the power of love. Yes, exactly. I'm like a love angel. I'm got a little bit of Cupid. I wonder how many depictions of Cupid are there with a halo that's like a heart? Because I know like halos in Christian mythology, they're like the depictions of them are pretty set in like traditional artwork, but I don't think I've seen one with like a heart shape. More Pokemon. I don't even have my Switch plugged in right now. I've been playing Miku Logic Paint S Plus. And also embroidering hearts onto my sleeves. That's what I'm doing today. It's so hard. Like, I figured out, as I got my pastels, my oil pastels, I finally figured out, oh, I can just use these to draw the heart shape on the sleeves. And it worked, but like, it's also kind of hard to follow, so just embroidering on clothing is very difficult. Can't hear Halo without thinking of the sci-fi FPS. Yeah. You say Master Chief, I know what you mean. Thank you, Irrelevant. This is my kawaii fit with the flower. This is actually part of like a bigger hair extra set, but I deleted the other flowers. J-Dog's in the house. Hello, J-Dog. Happy Lovecore month. This is no longer February, it's just Lovecore month. Don't want a hug? Well, maybe, but it's more just like a general pink. No GTX. Just, you have no idea the processing power it takes to formulate this much love. I don't know either. I really don't. My computer sure is noisy though. Don't say that, that's weird. Anyway. I was thinking perhaps I could do part of the stream where I just steal pixel art to turn into cross-stitch patterns. This is another thing. Instead of, I chose the simple route of embroidering a bunch of hearts onto my sleeves, and instead of stealing another pixel art of a cool sword to turn into a cross-stitch pattern. Also, just before the stream started, I did get an advertisement for somebody's Tumblr blog page where they do sell cross stitches on Etsy. but they're basically all Stardew Valley themed. I don't need to buy a Stardew Valley cross-stitch pattern. I can just look at the sprites. That's not an original work. You didn't make anything. That pixel art already exists. I can just make it myself. Is Lovecore new Minecraft difficulty? Yes. So everything is kawaii. How about a handshake? Okay. I generally can't move my hands though. It's not how it works. I should download the other model thing that lets you do handshakes. Or move your arms. Aging Digital Circus semi-finale? That's not what those are called. Look, just... there are mascot horror games coming out every month. The guard to the huggy would be around her shoulders. I mean, sure, yeah. Like, that's fine. Just realized my model has collarbones. That's weird. I'm not gonna get rid of them because that's a fact of anatomy, but you know. Feels weird for anime characters to have collarbones. Or like any organs. Why would you steal my lunch money? Why would you do that? I need that for snacks. What? I got my chips from the vending machine. How could you do this? Now I'm gonna have to try to use my credit card, and they're not gonna accept it because it's a vending machine. Because you're evil and bored. Why? Well, these will be hexed. That's kind of extreme, but I understand. In fake ASMR, gentle hug around her shoulders. This is very oddly specific. I look like I'm wearing a prom dress right now. I'm not used to showing this much shoulder in the first place. I am kawaii though. Look at my flower. Where do you think I got the name from? Vending machine, it all works out. What? Aside for the sewing machine video game? What sewing machine? Oh, today. Think about this whenever I'm doing like serious embroidery on my clothes and alterations. I'm just like, I think about that one sewing machine I saw on Amazon when I was like trying to buy Christmas presents, where it's just like, it's got like 200 different stitches and like they do letters and flowers, and it's just like, oh, what if I had the sewing machine that did the flower stitches? That would be so prettyful. But I just couldn't justify the expense. I already have a sewing machine, and I know I wouldn't use the flower stitch on that many outfits. It's just, you know? I'm just not that good at modifying clothes. Thank you, I am indeed kawaii. Hello, John Turner. Yakuza Kiwami here is a sewing machine game. That's the gist of it. Mini games don't count. I know the whole game's not gonna be about doing sewing and being a seamstress, so what's the point? There was a game that well, I think it came out where you could be like a seamstress and like design clothes and stuff. There's probably a bunch of those. Like, and you know, when Tomodachi whatever comes out, their designs, we're gonna have clothing designs. It's gonna be like Animal Crossing, but gayer. Yeah. Is it WarioWare a whole game about mini games? Yeah, but it's not a game about sewing. Silk Song qualify as a seamstress game? Almost. It's another one of those like, you know what I mean when I say like it gives like a mythical quality to sewing? There's a lot of media that does that, where it's just like the idea of sewing or weaving or like any sort of fiber craft is like a mystical power or some shit. Like, they do that in like Silk Song with like Silk and the Weavers. Just like weaving and sewing and stuff is like a magic power. It was also like that in Kill la Kill. Like, making clothes was like a magic ability. There's a few series like that where just like fibercraft is like a mystic art. You know what I mean? I guess it's because old women knit and old women are frequently witches. In Kill la Kill, they're aliens? Yeah, they are. But like making the clothes is also like a special ability. Greek mythology had 3 old ladies weaving fate. Right. No, I get ya. Humans just forever have been like, holy shit, you can put a bunch of strings together and make a thing? That's a superpower. And it is. Because weaving is cool. I was recently like watching, because like there's a ribbon in the Loser Giantess series. I was watching footage of ribbon manufacturing. That's so cool. That's just so cool. It's just got these big machines. And they're putting the strings together. How do they do it? With the big machines, obviously, but like, whoa. Whoa. You know what I mean? Without weaving, you don't have clothes. Without weaving, you don't have life. It's quite an important role, yes. It's crazy to contemplate how difficult it was to make clothes back in the day. Like, if you weren't just like straight up wearing animal furs and had to like just weave like plant fibers, like you have to spin it and then you weave it into cloth. That's crazy. How the fuck did we do that for so long? I know fast fashion is killing the planet, but it is kind of awesome how you can just have so many clothes for so cheap. Like, it's actually amazing. Once upon a time, clothing was like one of the most expensive things you could own. And now, I can wear a pair of pants that falls apart after 5 wears. Which just happened to me. I don't know why I start streams so late when I'm tired. We do live in the future. Unfortunately, in the future, I can't watch the Olympics on my TV. I mean, it's fine. Because CBC Gem is free, because I'm Canadian, and also awesome and kawaii. But it unfortunately does not work on the PS4 browser, so I can't watch it on my TV. Because my TV is old. Stanks. Also wear clothes. We're wearing plastic. I don't know, man. It just fell apart. I also wear clothes with fancy colors without being royalty. Yeah, like one of the craziest things about fashion history that I learned is that like there were literal laws about what fabrics and colors you could wear. I mean, like, I guess it makes sense knowing how like things were in the past and discrimination was a lot worse, but Imagine, like, even if you can afford to wear something nice, you're legally not allowed to. That's crazy. How much does a sewing machine game have to have before it's no longer considered a mini game? It would have to be like a main feature. PS5 browser access requires an ancient mystery conceived by ancient blacksmiths in ancient countries. Ancient. Well, I don't have a PS5, I have a PS4. But, yeah, I literally looked it up. I was like, hey, can I watch the CBC Gem on my PS4? And they literally have a section on their website that's like, yeah, we're generally not compatible with browsers and consoles. They know this. Which is bullshit, because the last time the Olympics were on, I remember this, the Summer Olympics in Paris, I did not forget, just the Phantom of the Olympics was so cool. I was able to watch it from their website from my PS4, because they didn't make me use Gem. They just had the replays available on the regular CBC website. Boo. It's a main advertised feature. It's about being a Yakuza, right? It's not a sewing game. PS3 Netflix gets booted in March? What the heck? I don't think they should be allowed to shut down online services like that. I think it's evil and bad. But whatever, like, you can hack a PS3. You could probably get Netflix on it real easy if you know what to do. Can you put, like, Linux on it or something? I don't know. I know a guy with, like, a hacked PS4 or 5? I don't know. He's got, like, a hacked console so you can play, like, modded Bloodborne. What? Bloodborne PC port 1? Just Sony hates making money? Why does Sony not like making money? Whatever. I mean, I have a PS4 so I can play Bloodborne, but, like, still. Whatever. Just mod Bloodborne so I can be Lovecore. I want to jailbreak my PS3, but my PSN account is still on it, and I haven't finished playing through Portal 2 on it yet. I mean, unless you're playing, like, 2-player online, why do you need a PSN account for that? Is it like a game you downloaded? You were summoned by Bloodborne? Yeah. I haven't played it yet. I bought it at, like, a used game store. I haven't played it yet. It just didn't happen. Yakuza gave up on the Yakuza life to run an orphanage and also sew clothes, and he runs an orphanage. Okay. Well, I'm probably not gonna play that, but that's just... I mean, I guess. But you're not really a Yakuza. But it's called Yakuza. Whatever. What if you were a Yakuza and you were kawaii? What then? What if you're kawaii? You want to bring love into Bloodborne? I don't want people to be pregnant, that is true. Oh, thank you, James Smith. I still have a PS4, but I lost the AC adapter somehow. I feel like that's a pretty easy replacement, though. You could probably buy one on Amazon. Heck, I bought a new 3DS battery on Amazon. So, like, speaking of Amazon, I've just been thinking of things to add to my wish list for my birthday next week. Because it's going to be Friday the 13th. Which, I guess it does seem a bit backwards to be like Lovecore and also Friday the 13th birthday, but, you know, it's fine. The only thing I can think of to put on my wish list is chocolate rocks. But it's such a big bag of chocolate rocks, it's really unhealthy. Kawaii Yakuza is just Nintendogs. Ugh. Nintendo bring back Nintendogs when? And cats. Nintendogs and cats. Well, that was a quick retraction. Me when I'm a Nintendo cat. Me when Tomodachi Life you can be gay. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're picking up what now. Good. Well, when they make Nintendo lizards. Nintenzerds. No, that doesn't sound good. I guess there aren't many lizard raising sims, but reptiles aren't like the sort of pets you really play with that much. I suppose, listen, I'm not in the world of reptile ownership. Do they have like, I know they have like shows where they show reptiles to children, but do they have like lizard competitions? Do they do tricks? PS4 came out 12 years ago and they're still releasing new games for it. Good. I own one. You know, I would have loved a physical copy of Lies of P, but I think the only special editions they had were for like the new consoles. Why wouldn't they make a special edition for PC? That's the only thing I can play it on. I haven't checked their website in a long time. Maybe they put out new merch or something. Kaiju Pet Sim? That's an indie game waiting to happen. I can't get the rights to anything, so it'll have to be like not Godzilla. Like the cat GoPro collar videos where they get in street fights, hang out with their friends, and go to parties with like 12 other street cats. Yeah. I feel concerned about that, you know, I'm like... I know I'm a bit of a buzzkill because I keep bringing this up, but like cats shouldn't be allowed to just like wander around outside. They get diseases, they get hurt, they get hit by cars. It makes me unhappy to think about it. Just like any other animal, if you just let them wander around outside, everyone would just be like, what are you doing? Your pet is going to be hurt. Or like get sick. Why aren't they in your house? It's fine. They're also bad for the ecosystem because they kill local wildlife, but you know, the cats are more important than the wildlife, so I want them to be safe. But they still shouldn't also be like killing all the birds because those are important. I remember when I was younger, there was like a warning going out in my neighborhood where they were just like, don't let your cats outside because there's a fisher. A fisher is like a creature that kills cats, apparently. They're just like, there's a fisher in the neighborhood, keep your cats indoors because the fisher kills the cats. Which is also a good reason to keep your cat inside because like they kill the wildlife, but the wildlife also kills them. I don't know, just like why do you let your cat just like wander around outside and get in trouble? Lizards can do tricks, but they're not like having a dog or something. Yeah, that's probably why there's not any video games about them, because it's just like... In Nintendogs, the whole point is that you hang out with your dog and you pet them and they bark and they visually show that they are friends with you and they love you. Lizards do not do that. Imagine a cat party, they'll just go yeah and go home. Yeah, this is me having a conversation at the cat party. go berserk if you try to bring them. Well, feral cats. There shouldn't be feral cats. Like, I'm sorry. They're an invasive species. Stray is a great example that cats shouldn't go outside. Yeah. Like, what the heck? If those cats had been living in the robot city the whole time, they would have been perfectly taken care of. Instead, they were on the outside, getting into trouble and getting hurt. Cats are not as domesticated as dogs. That's not true. That's not true. They're hella domesticated. You can train them to go pee in a box. You woke up early to see a fake stream? The time zone you're in is mystifying to me. The only truly feral animal is the pig that can turn back into hogs. Yeah, also spay and neuter your pets. No teen pregnancies. Thank you. My Lovecore identity is secure, even though I am talking about how, like, you should really look after your cats. Cats domesticated us, what you refer to as taming. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean. Look after your pets. Just cats. People love cats. Why let them wander around outside and get hurt? You're supposed to take care of them. It's midnight for you? Oh my god, are you in Italy? It's a little awkward because, you know, every time the Olympics is on, a big time difference. Because it's over there. Every single Olympics for like the past 10 years has been over there. They're always ahead of us. And the last time we had an Olympics in the country that I live in, they were still in a different time zone. Hello, Static Ethan. Cats are dumber than dogs, mostly because dogs were bred to do jobs, whereas cats were bred to look cute and be cuddly. Well, yeah, there are certain types of cats, like, what are they, ragdoll cats, where the whole point is, like, they're supposed to just sit on your lap and be adorable and you can pet them. But cats are mostly just there to, like, be cute and kill pests. They get the rats. But it turns out modern cats aren't even that good at catching rats. All they know how to do is eat hot chip and lie. Cats are cool, like when they purr. Me too. Sometimes I think about getting a pet, but it wouldn't be conducive to my lifestyle. I could only have a pet if I lived in a house and had more space for them. Because I need to have a room that they cannot enter. Because I need to record in there. Like cats, yes. Yeah. I am so cat. That's like Japanese cats sound like yeah, and Western cats sound like you know. Or if you're my aunt's cat Grady, you sound like he's grumpy, but he did let me pet him. Do you guys think I should give myself more of like a kitty face type mouth? I didn't even consider that. But then again, this isn't like a full remodeling. It's just, you know, me but pink in a kawaii dress. Heart halo, yes. Cats only purr around humans. Yes, I've heard of this. Because they're domesticated. Witch hunts going after cats directly led to the plague spreading as far as it did. I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but yeah. My different region cats sound different. Oh, you know, anime. The influence. Hold on, I'm like slouching. I need to not be slouching. It's bad for my back. Oh yeah. It's yeah. Of news. This doesn't really affect anything that you guys can see, but I've got new glasses. See, yesterday I went to the eye doctor and they looked at my eyes and they were like, yo, your eyes are the same. And I was like, great. Eyes are the same, they're not worse. Which is good because I haven't been to the eye doctor in like 3 years, so I was really afraid they were gonna be worse, but they're the same. But my glasses are really old and sad. They're fancy, they're fancy and blue, and everybody loves them and they're super fancy, but they are old and dirty and kind of hanged out. So I was like, yeah, even though it's expensive to get new glasses, I will still get new glasses. So I was stuck because there were some good options in the glasses store next door. But I decided to be brave, and instead of getting a pair that was like blue and kind of similar to my current ones but less fancy, I decided to get ones that were pink. And they have like sort of a half of a flower shape on the arms. So I wanted one with fancy arms. So few glasses go for the fancy arms. So I was like, you know what, I'm Lovecore. I don't know how long I'm gonna be Lovecore, but I wanna be Lovecore. So I got the pink ones. And they look very nice. But I haven't gotten them yet. They haven't prepared them yet. They're gonna get them to me next week. This is gonna be fancy. This is gonna be a new stage of life. And also I keep my old glasses. I could switch between them at will, so it could be fancy or kawaii at a moment's notice. Because they're the same prescription. These ones do need new nose pads though, like these are they're getting increasingly uncomfortable to wear. Like, I'm serious. I've already replaced the nose pads before and like, again, it's like, bruh. After you turn 40, your lenses gets different. Apparently that means LASIK can't help you anymore. What? I didn't realize that. I don't really want laser surgery because I feel like I look better with glasses, but I don't like the option being closed. Went to the optometrist and found out you have an eye ulcer. What does that mean? Also, eye drops, no. Scary. They did that thing where they put the drops in my eyes to like dilate them or something, and they were like, yeah, we'll take images. They didn't find anything though, but then my eyes hurt for like another hour, so I couldn't drive home, so I was just walking around. It's like a little infected blood. Is it like a bump? Can you like feel it? That's scary. I want laser surgery so I can shoot lasers. I mean, I think generally laser eye surgery is probably pretty safe, but I did hear one account of a guy who had like a really bad time with it and like it fucked his vision up forever, and I'm just like, I know there are risks to every operation, but I don't really want to go through that just to look worse, because like I do look worse with my glasses off. It's like a tiny pocket. Oh no, 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 no. I don't know. What if it, no, what if it explodes? That's so scary. Wearing glasses since I was like 12 or something, so I'm comfortable with them, but I hate that it's closed off to me. Yeah, that sucks. I think I've been wearing glasses since I was like 12 too, just Just at some point I was like, hey, I can't see the board anymore in class. And my parents take me to get my eyes checked, and they're like, yeah, you need glasses. You know, sometimes this happens like a lot in cartoons and TV shows and stuff, like characters being like, oh my god, I need glasses. Oh no, I'm gonna look like such a nerd. I was excited to get glasses, because I always thought glasses look cool. And they do. I look great in glasses. I'm really glad that I get to wear them all the time. Sure, it's not great being blind, but glasses are cool. They're fashionable. So like, you're welcome that I'm wearing glasses, because you get to see me wearing glasses, because glasses are cool. You're welcome. And give you cellophane shades to protect your eyes after? No? Why would they do that? It's the eye you normally put your camera up to? No. Do you think that's how you got the ulcer? Because it's from the camera? It's up in the vampire roleplay video of two of the same video, the anxious canoe one. Hold on, what do you mean? Did I accidentally upload the wrong file again? You guys need to warn me about that. Seriously, I've uploaded like the entirely wrong video under a different thumbnail before by accident, because I was mass uploading them and I labeled it wrong, and nobody said shit for like 5 hours. Tell me these things. There's two of the same video in the play. How did that happen? That doesn't make any sense. I can only click the add to playlist button once. I didn't even know you could put multiple copies of the same video in the same playlist. I didn't even think that was a feature. Weird. I guess I'll check it out later. I don't know how I pulled that off. It's like little slime blobs in your sockets. Oh yeah. Like one time I had pink eye, I couldn't open my eyes in the morning. So your eyes are sensitive to sunlight after dilating them. Yeah, but they just say like, watch out for that. Like that's the form. They're like, hey, do you consent to having your eyes dilated? And I'm like, yeah. And they're just like, yeah, you might find it difficult to like look at bright things. And also, you're okay to drive, but if you're uncomfortable with that, just like get a driver. They don't take it all that seriously. Is this critique fakes channel hour? You're allowed to critique me. I could actually use it. Listen, I try not to let it get to me, but like I have been stagnating lately, so if anybody like if there's something you don't like, you can tell me. I can take it. Oh, this is a good song. So fun. I played this song over somebody driving a car through a mall. It's an underlying problem I've had for ages. Instead of scarring on the whites of my eyes and also a skin problem. No. And they misgendered you. No. That's so sad. Purgatory is a hospital waiting room. Oh, you have to go to the hospital? What the heck? This stinks. I mean, like, even at the optometrist, they had, like, a preferred name section. So, like, they would call you by that instead of your legal one. Don't stab Nate. Ooh. Two hospital waiting rooms. Oh my god. Well, I only know where one hospital is, so if they can't figure out what's wrong with me, then I guess I just die. I don't know. You go there on the right time, look at you in real quick, and tell you that you're not having a heart attack. Which was a relief, but... like, what the heck? This is a good song. What is this playlist called? Playlist Nintendo music when you are creating cute scenarios in your head. Yeah. Okay, now that makes sense to me. So anyway, when I got my new glasses, I'll show a picture, but not of me. I'll put them on Rousey. Went to Specsavers, got sent to a hospital in central London, got turned away for an hour and a half, finally I didn't still had to wait forever. No. Fucking Specsavers. I know, like, they're not really the problem here, but they're the ones I went to the last time I got my eyes checked. And I looked through their selection and it was just dog shit. I did end up buying glasses from them, just like in the same style as what I have now, just no rims on the bottom. I know I look different on the model, but they were like heavy. They were so heavy that like they hurt my nose. Fuck Specsavers. I had to take an eye drop every single hour for 48 hours straight. No. Nightmarish. Like, what the hell is that? That's like looking after a puppy. Like a newborn puppy. Every hour while awake. Oh my god. 2 or 4 a day and 1 is 6 a day. Holy shit. Well, I hope it goes away. I get rid of all the pus and everything. That's gross. The eyes are such problematic faves. Actually, like, speaking of eyes, of the new space background, thank you. I've had this one just on the back burner for a while. I don't know why I never put it up. I started watching the anime adaptation of The Invisible Man and His Soon-to-Be Wife. I really wish it had a better name. It's a weird name. Yeah, so far I think I'm on like episode 2. I finished episode 2. And it's very kawaii. And they're super cute together. Like... Sorry, I need water, hold on. Anyway, they're super cute together. As I did read the author's notes in the back of the manga that I did research on blind people, and I talked to a bunch of like blind college students, which was very interesting. But after having read like some statistics about blindness, because you know I'm kind of scared of it, like. Yako is completely blind, which is is kind of rare. She has like no light perception at all. So like her eyes are closed all the time. I thought that was like an interesting character trait. They have you pills for a skin condition. Oh my god. What glass I should be wearing basically all the time. Blue light blocking. Yeah. I ended up not going with the blue light blocking for my new lenses because it's expensive. Like, way expensive. But they do have, like, a filter for, like, digital screens. Somehow? I don't know. They're still too expensive either way, but I guess it worked out. Thank you, Alpha Dragon. I'm kawaii. Magic green pill that makes you a vampire. That's real. That's very real. I was thinking of streaming earlier in the afternoon. Honestly, the plan was just me making cross-stitch patterns and just like having the Olympics on a separate tab. I wish I could stream the Olympics. Can I be real? I don't talk about sports like fucking ever. But I just want to have just the figure skaters in the corner down there. Wouldn't that be fun? I'd get fucking nuked though, because the Olympic Committee is such bitches about copyright. There's so much with nighttime driving. Yeah, LED headlights are bad. Why are we doing this? I get you need to see the road at night, but you don't need to see it that bad. You don't need to be lighting up the whole neighborhood. Anyone remember the GBA? Yeah, dude. And your old system? I mean, if you mod your 3DS, you can just have every GBA game ever just on the 3DS. Oh yeah, Cold and Lamb Woolhaven. I forgot about that. I started a new playthrough of the game like a while ago and I never finished it. You use a filter for what? Oh, like for the Olympics? Still too risky. Just, I know for a fact they would nuke me. It's not worth it. Even if I do want to judge the figure skaters' outfits. A modded GBASP. How do you mod the GBASP? It's not like it has an SD card slot. Kawaii songs. You need to pull out the solder iron. Oh wow. I don't know if I can do that. The 3DS was way easier. You gotta get in the motherboard. Holy shit. That's crazy. I mean, modern technology being what it is, couldn't you just take like a fake cartridge? I don't think it would be that hard for somebody to like sell a cartridge that just has every GBA game on it. Modded screen, battery, and charging port. It uses Type-C instead of Nintendo's dime for the port. Jesus, that's like physical mods. I do remember back when the 3DS was still new, people were like sending their 3DSs away to get capture cards installed into them to review Nintendo games. That's crazy. And now I can just like emulate the thing. They do? I have one? Okay. Yeah. It's just a shame that most GBA games are not good. Like, I'm sorry, there's just too many THQ movie-based games and cartoon-based games on that system. Like, the Game Boy Advance has so many bad games. Like, it's incredible. Have I played Mother 3? I played like the first 3 hours of it. I got bored. There's a lot of actually official game cartridges with games. Yeah, you can also own official cartridges of games. They sell those at thrift stores. Well, pawn shops. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just wasn't that into Mother 3. I played, like, it's the unofficial translation. I would play it on my computer, but I didn't play the other games. I didn't really get attached to them, so... All systems have shovelware unless they were super bad and failed. Yeah. It's just for the Game Boy Advance. It's just so hard to think of games for it that were actually good. Probably because I was a kid and I didn't buy good games. I haven't played any Mother games. I just know that they're popular and people want Mother 3. I don't like whatever. I guess something fucking serious must happen in Mother 3 and that's why they never translated it. GBA has entirely too many games. I mean, revolutionary system for the time. Just like the follow-up to the Game Boy. Yeah. Everybody making games for that thing. I liked Rayman. You were an adult when the GBA came out. Suddenly I feel so young and youthful. Normally when people tell me the age they were when systems came out, I've crumbled to dust. But now... I feel more young and kawaii than ever. What Nintendo originals were on the GBA? Re-releases of NES games. I go watch videos in bed and fall asleep too. Thank you. I appreciate your viewership. Yeah. Oh yeah, also Pokemon games. Like, I guess they did do Pokemon games. That was kind of a big thing. They did Pokemon games. Like, they did do Pokemon games. That was a big thing that happened. That did happen. THQ Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers game. Yeah, sure. I'm sorry, Dithstron. I'm not trying to make you feel old. It's just... I don't even remember the GBA coming out. Like, when I was a kid, I desperately wanted a Game Boy Advance SP. The SP was awesome. It flipped open. It's like the Game Boy, but a flip phone. That was cool. You know, looking back now, probably like less comfortable to hold. But I was a child. I'm doing okay, Zakinator. Need to finish my embroideries. And also make cross-stitch patterns of swords. I'm sorry, I looked at the cool, like, earth sword that I cross-stitched. It was on my table. I still haven't framed it yet, and I was just like, I want to make another one of those. They're from like Pixel Art Journey, and all those like fancy swords they made. I'm just like, I need to cross stitch another of these swords. It's a butterfly one. It's blue. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about it. Advance Wars, V Rally 3, Duke Nukem Advance, Castlevania. Oh yeah, Castlevania. You can play Castlevania. I've heard those are good. Game Boy Advance Micro? I don't remember that. What? Look, every single Game Boy Advance game I can play on my phone now. With an illegal emulator. The future is awesome. A lot of SNES games were released on GBA. Yeah, the GBA was basically just a handheld SNES. Like you say, swords? Yeah. Pokemon Leaf Green. The GBA first came out, I found people in Japan were modding it to have a backlit screen. By the time I'd save it for the mod, plus shipping, the SP had come out, and I got that plus some games. Oh yeah, that's right, the original one wasn't backlit. You had to like stick a light on top of it. That stinks. I was just playing on my Game Boy in the dark in bed. And getting in trouble for staying up too late. But that was also kawaii of me. That's probably why I didn't grow as tall as I should have, because I was staying up all night playing video games. Calling the Nintendo Ninjas. No. I already downloaded the Switch emulator. You can't get me. I downloaded it from the archives as soon as the guys who made it got killed. Metaphorically. It was their own fault for charging for it. They probably could have gotten away with it for longer. You had that life for your GBA? Haha. I had the one with the backlight. Haha. Rich kid privilege. I got a Game Boy Advance SP for Christmas. And also, Fairly Odd Parents Crimson Shin game. Don't ask why that was a thing. There's a version of the OG Game Boy that was backlit that only released in Japan. Huh. Weird. I mean, Japan has a lot of exclusives. I did watch the Nintendo Direct, the Japanese version, and they had some interesting exclusives, including that motherfucker from the Dodgers who cost the Blue Jays the World Series. I'm hoping I got the name of his team right, because I don't actually know anything about baseball. I just would have liked it if the Canadian team had won. I'm just saying. Anyway, the Japanese version of the Nintendo Direct ended with Ari Requiem. Like, it technically had new footage, but it's not really anything all that spectacular because it was pretty much all games that everybody knows are coming out anyway. It's no new announcements. But, yeah. That was a smarter choice, right? I didn't even know the Dodgers were a baseball team, so I was wrong then. What team is he on? Anyway, they ended with Requiem, and that makes sense, right? Why would they do that? Like, here in the West, they finished with Todd Howard and just a bunch of Bethesda re-releases. Bruh. Why would you end with that instead of the game that's, like, new and coming out soon? Oh yeah, I was watching this guy on Twitch, and he was talking about how, like, in all of the gameplay in Nintendo Directs, even if it's a shooting game, you can't actually show anybody getting shot. Which is crazy, because I'm pretty sure they've shown, like, actual murders. Well, not like actual murders, but, you know, like, fake murders in video games in Nintendo Directs. Like, they've got games where you're actively, like, solving murder mysteries, but you can't show somebody getting shot? That's silly. And then that guy did like a ranking of the one last thing that they have in Nintendo Direct sometimes. They're like the finale. There weren't a lot of good ones. But he also pointed out how Nintendo used to do a shitload of Directs. Just like pre-2020, they were doing like several of them in a year, sometimes like one every month. And I think the cue to that is that it was in the Wii U days where they were making no money. Like the year of Luigi and all that. They kept doing Nintendo Directs because they were desperately advertising the Wii U and the 3DS. But now that they have the Switch and Switch 2, those are basically money printers. They don't have to worry as much, so they don't do as many Directs, and the Directs they do manage don't have as many fun announcements because they don't have to do that anymore. They showed Leon using a sniper rifle he missed by miles, doing my boy dirty. It's okay, that's how I would play the game. It's realistic. I'm not gonna play Requiem. I'm going to do what I planned to do since the beginning and watch Shinigami Eater play it. I'm so excited to watch somebody else play this video game. It's gonna be a great time. Monster Hunter specific MMO, which was difficult to play from the West. One of the ways included acquiring an official government ID from China. Really? When's back when Outlaws re-released, someone pointed out that despite being an FPS, I never actually managed to hit anyone in any of the video clips despite all the shooting, yeah. I guess, like, Japan's more sensitive about gun violence. You can't actually show people getting hit. I think at some point they could skip E3 to do Nintendo Directs instead. Didn't seem to work out for them. I mean, it did in the end, because E3's dead and they're not. Like, E3's dead and the Directs live on. But they do tend to save them for, like, special occasions. Just, except for the partner Direct this week, which was ass. Like, no new... Like, why'd they even bother? There were no new games to announce. They're just like, yeah, Bethesda games are coming to the Switch too. Who cares, dude? Like, Fallout 4 is 10 years old. Yeah, Nintendo really won out in the end because everybody's doing Directs now. Even Xbox and PlayStation. And they don't have anything to talk about either. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep watching Nintendo Directs, but like... I don't think I would ever stream the PlayStation or the Xbox ones because I'm out on those consoles and... I'm gonna keep watching the Nintendo ones, but I'm not buying a Switch 2. I don't know why I'm bothering. I guess it's just because they'll probably keep releasing stuff for the Switch 1 as long as it's, like, simple. There are definitely gonna be some Nintendo games, like, probably the next Pokemon game is gonna be Switch 2 exclusive. But I'm still not gonna buy it. They'll crack it eventually. It'll get cracked, it'll be fine. Sure, there are some people who want to play Bethesda games on their Switch. Yeah, I know. Like, I guess if you haven't owned a computer that can run anything more than, like, Candy Crush in the past 10 years, maybe this is finally your chance. You know, maybe there is a... I don't know if they're only releasing on the Switch 2 or if they're also on the Switch, but maybe there is a kid out there who's just like, who only has like a phone and no computer and a Switch and has just been like, they've just been watching like Fallout lore videos for like the past 10 years or however old they are, and they're like, fucking finally I can play Fallout 4. I used to watch Fallout lore videos, but then the guy who made them just stopped making them. He came back like a couple years ago and he was like, I'm making them again, and then he stopped again, and I was like, well, Whatever. There's not that much going on in Fallout. Oxhorn, no, not that guy. He's some sort of apple guy. His icon's an apple. Oxhorn I've heard bad things about. I did watch a couple of his videos, but kind of rubbed me the wrong way. The difference between the current console gen and last gen is just how many flashy effects there can be. I'm gonna be honest, I think we've hit the ceiling of realistic graphics. Like, yeah, I guess you could get to the point where they look indistinguishable from like an actual like video, like a human person moving around. But why would you bother? We don't need to go further. We've gotten to the point where graphics are so realistic that like, just... They can make boobs that aren't triangles. Why are we going any further? Look at this. Look at how I look. As me, I am made of so many polygons right now. This shit wouldn't have been possible like 15 years ago. And I can just run this. I could probably run this on a laptop. This model is not complex to run, and yet it is leagues better looking than something from like, I don't know, 2 console generations ago? Why do we need to go further? Wouldn't say we hit the ceiling. Yeah, but like, who wants to go any further? To go any further, like, people have always had to upgrade their PCs for like new games, but at this point, with how expensive graphics cards are and everything's going towards AI, who wants better looking games at this point? It just means that it's going to be harder to run on your PC. Put that on a plaque, the triangle quote. Look. It's gotten to the point where even I can have boobs. Look at these. And they're not triangles. Why do we have to go further? I know game companies, tech companies, they want to show off the best and like most futuristic graphics and like the particle effects, whatever. Because they need to make the line go up forever, but it's pointless. You don't have to go further. One of the most popular video games of all time is Undertale. That's still just pixels. Just think, the most popular video games are not the ones with the most high fidelity, like realistic looking graphics, are they? No. Games that look like absolute shit are incredibly popular. They don't have to look realistic. We don't need to go further. Graphics are banned. You're playing Zork. Oh, is that like a Commodore 64 game? Stardew Valley 2 and Minecraft? Yeah. Except they keep adding all those textures to Minecraft to make it shinier. I don't know why, it's Minecraft. It's just squares. Best games are made in RPG Maker, the worst are made in Unreal Engine. Was Liza P made in Unreal Engine? Baldur's Gate 3 wouldn't have been as impressive if it had 2016 graphics. You're right, if it had 2016 graphics, the sex scenes wouldn't have been nearly as cool. Once we hit the PS4 era, realism stops being impressive. You know what? I'd prefer, like, instead of making things look more realistic, how about we get better cloth physics? Because I'll tell you, trying to get this model to look good with this dress with, like, the cloth physics, that's hard. I'd like a bit more work in that area. The cloth physics is where we should be going if you want things to look more realistic. We've hit the ceiling on, like, faces. Human faces. That's all fine. Make their clothes look better. You believe they're gonna make Baldur's Gate 3 woke? Oh my god. I can't believe it. I did enjoy that, like, picture that was like, oh, here's the average of, like, the player character selections in Baldur's Gate 3, and it's just generic white man. To have better graphics, they should make it so the OnStar boys stop multiplying. The new UI fucked everything up. I mean, it fucked up everything so bad that, like, for a month I was able to play Starry Live autos without having to pay tickets. They fixed that, but it still took them a month to notice. The new UI is ugly, it fucked everything up, and now they can't even get the birthday events to look right. It's a mess. I don't know how they screwed this up. They were doing it just fine for 5 years, with the exception of some events just having rando Chinese text in them, because they translated the Chinese version of the game instead of the Japanese version, but whatever. It's him, John Baldur's Gate. Give people a chance, people's first choice is gonna be themselves. I don't get that. I don't think I've ever had pink hair in my life. What a better looking version. Again, pink hair. What are we doing here, man? People think that modern games can never play on an older system, but it's mostly the flashy graphics and lowering the poly counts a little. I suspect a lot of people wouldn't notice. Yeah, just depends on how you can pull it off. Like, I do remember back when Skyrim came out, I was on Reddit at the time, back in the old days, and there was a guy who posted a screenshot of Skyrim. He's like, I had to turn down, this is what Skyrim looks like on my system when I've turned down all the graphics to get it to run, and it was just like low poly and completely incomprehensible. That was funny. Also, wasn't your first choice, you picked purple? I usually don't have purple hair. What if I did have natural pink hair? It's kind of giving Sakura right now, am I right? It's giving Sakura? You remember seeing that? Yeah, it's so crazy remembering how, like, a lot of my memories are just Reddit posts. Like, if I went back and just looked at any random Reddit page, like archived from, let's say, 2011 to 2015, if it was a subreddit I was in, I would probably remember every single post. I'd probably be like, I've seen this before. So I remember Reddit going crazy over Gangnam Style. I don't think I was on Reddit during Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style was pretty cool though. You know, they made a statue for it. It's kind of cringe. Like in you know, because that's like a real place. They just got a statue of like the hands. They're like crossed. I saw that on Tumblr. That Skyrim thing might have been a meme. I mean, it was 2011, dude. Like, I'd say games from 2011 don't even look that bad now because the graphics can only go so far, again. But in 2011, I wouldn't have been able to run that shit on my PC. In 2011, I couldn't run Arkham City on my PC because it was a shit laptop. Psy versus Justin Bieber. Did they ever meet? Like, I'm in the internet retirement home. What do you mean Reddit plus Gangnam Style? God. There's this ancient Reddit post that got no upvotes, but I heard about on a Rain Radio TV stream about the what was it, like, the Gangnam Style emote. It's like OXC in capital letters. Do you see it? Talk about a theoretical child that watches follow lore videos despite not having a console to play it on. Yeah. Yeah, just like type that out, like you see it, right? That's the Gangnam Style. Opa homeless style. That was proven to be fake. Not me, but it wasn't real. In 2011, you could still make mods in Skyrim. Oh yeah. Because otherwise it wouldn't run. I'm kidding. No, it's real. I was a homeless guy. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to dismiss your heritage. Super Mario Galaxy with a sparkling letter spelled out, "You are Mr. Gay." Yeah. You know what, that reminds me of those old YouTube videos that would like point out like whenever they wrote sex in Disney movies. Oh, thank you GTX 780 for being a real faker for 10 months. Thank you so much. Yay. Yeah. Long until game companies just make your PC mine crypto so you have to buy a better PC. I mean, they're already doing that in some games on Steam. They have to be. Just like for how shit they run, like that one that was like a ripoff of game about digging a hole with the AI generated images in space that I played for a bit. That game looked like shit, but it still ran like crazy on my PC. I'm sure it was mining something. It was ass. It made me motion sick so fast because like all first person games just do that now because nobody's optimizing them. It's crazy to me that the only first person shooter I've ever played that didn't make me motion sick was Modern Warfare 3. Because they test for that. They have to. Updated the DRM on RE4 Remake and it runs noticeably worse now. Like, why? Who cares if people pirate it? It's been out for like 2 years. The stream title said, "What if I was lonely?" No, what if I was lovely? And you can be lovely too, Void King. All you gotta do is believe in yourself. And maybe buy some stickers. I've been very sticker heavy this month. I put some stickers on my desk so I can look at them. They're sparkly and shiny. I've been putting them on my calendar and my work notebook. I mean, I bought like Valentine's Day stickers, but I also bought Sonic the Hedgehog stickers just cause they had a pack of them at the dollar store. There's like 500 of them, it was $3. Most of them are just rings. But a lot of them are of Sonic, so it's fine. You're needed for Warframe? Okay, have fun. Me when I frame war. In particular games you're excited. Well, I forgot. Listen, I forget all games that are coming out. You don't suppose that a Silksong DLC will be out this year? I forget what the trailer said. Probably not, right? That'd be silly. Don't they ever take time off? They have Sonic conventions? Do they all meet up and go to that American fast food place that's called Sonic? I've heard of that. They sell chili dogs, I think. I did games to be excited for. Is Tomodachi Life coming out this year? I'll play Tomodachi Life. Play Tomodachi Life, make myself. So they updated Hollow Knight to add ultra widescreen support. Yeah, like, what is like the first time they patched in like 3 years. They said it'll be out this year. Okay. Gamebox of Unreal wanted to tell people the screenshots were in fact in-game screenshots. Wow. Living in the future. Sea of Sorrow is coming out in 2026. Okay, so there's a lot to be prepared for. Do you think they're gonna charge for it? Because, like, one of those things where, like, you know they could, but, like, they also might not. They didn't charge for any of the Hollow Knight DLC. Because they're insane. It's just ridiculous. It says free for all players in the post. They're insane. They're insane. I guess they must already be millionaires or something, because it's like... the incentive. I feel like I could never be that generous. They just love making those games too much. The PlayStation 1 can produce mind-boggling effects. It's true. Beaver Steiner Math, were you the one who suggested that? We're getting through. I've still got the request document up. I've gotten a lot of them done. Except for the ones in the back half. Just... some of these. Oh. I forgot to mark that one off. I did that one. I've just been using the strike through feature for the ones that I finished. Yeah. Interesting. It's really interesting what's going on my computer right now. Q randomly started reciting. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I was there. I was like, what are the odds, man? But like, I wasn't gonna point out that I did a video about it because that would have been weird. Do you plan on doing the betas discuss Office Romance audio? Maybe. Look, I'm not super familiar with Omegaverse. I know, like, I talk a big game, but that's like kind of a niche. I'm not super into yaoi where they can get pregnant. I'm gonna be real. They live in a country with universal health care. You can afford to be generous. Yeah, but it's also Australia, where everything is overpriced. You should see what they charge for games there. Silent Hill 2 was on the PS2. It's one of the best horror games of all time. Yeah. Oh my god! I thought this was the Wii Shop theme. What is this? Oh, it's the clothing shop in Tomodachi. Oh no, they just didn't label it. What the heck? This is like a remix of the Wii Shop theme. I hate this channel that does all the Nintendo remixes. It doesn't make any sense. Well, not remixes, just like a playlist. I don't know, they probably just stole this from somewhere. Whatever. Shovel Knight Studio Yacht Club Games isn't doing that well financially, but the Hollow Knight devs are working on the game for years and releasing free DLC. Well, Silksong was one of the most anticipated indie games of all time. Plus, Shovel Knight, that game was popular, but it wasn't like Hollow Knight popular. I mean, They're probably being supported by merch sales also. I mean, they're both on Fangamer. Yeah, this is just a remix. Concerned Ape is pretty generous with content for his game. Yeah, he specifically said he's never going to charge for DLC, but he is also being supported by, like, merch sales. And also, he's got a cookbook. I saw this in the library one time in the cookbook section, because I do peruse the cookbook section because it's fun. God, I wish it wasn't cold so I could go back to the library. But yeah, I saw the Stardew Valley official cookbook in the cookbook section, and I almost borrowed it, but I was like, it's gonna be heavy in my bag, I'll just leave it here. And every time I've gone back to the library since, I was never able to find it again. I look it up in the system, it's fucking missing. So whoever borrowed it just fucking ran off with it. Jackass. I mean, it's not like I'm the biggest fan of Stardew Valley, but it's still like, come on, man. Return your library books. Wait, are we arguing about the Wii? Have the Wii sensor bar taped to the top of your monitor? Why? Are you, like, actively playing Mario Galaxy right now? They were betting on Shovel Knight being a big IP, so they might have spent a lot of money on merch that didn't sell. Brutal. Didn't it have a sequel or something? We played RE4 Wii Edition. Is that, like, good? Or the fish tacos recipe from it? Yeah. I mean, that's a really cute idea. I love novelty cookbooks like that from, like, TV shows and stuff. There are a few of those you can find in the library. One time I found the Star Wars breakfast cookbook. Oh, what was it that I remember laughing about? Oh yeah, it was the Kylo Renegade Fruit Bowl. Oh man. There was also a cookbook for, I think, The Walking Dead. Who wants to eat like those guys? You haven't seen one of your requests show up yet? Like, I didn't label them. I don't know which ones are yours. I'm not picking favorites. Like, what are we talking about? Fake face reveal? You gotta subscribe. Listen. And look at me. Look at how cute I am. Look at all the effort I put in to make myself Lovecore and kawaiiful and super cute for Valentine's Day. Look at my powers. Look at my heart halo. You should subscribe to me. Thank you. I can also nya. Did you know that I can nya? Yeah. Subscribe to me. I need a Black Butler cookbook? Wait, actually, that would be incredible. And it could have like... it could have like unique like cookbook art of like the characters like cooking and stuff. That would be super cute. Yana Toboso, get on this. Like just like take a few days off from designing Disney OCs and just you know, just draw some food, please. Have the Godzilla cookbook with some extremely dubious recipes. Like, is it all just really big food? There's like 5 games in the Shovel Knight. I had no idea. See, the fact that I didn't know that kind of proves that it is not as popular as Hollow Knight. Did somebody say there was like, there's a Follow cookbook? Yeah, what? Like, I've seen like campfire cookbooks, like things you're specifically supposed to make over a campfire while you're camping. And I get that, but why on earth would you want a cookbook for food that people are eating in the apocalypse? Like, that sounds like it sucks. They don't have any, like, flavorings. They don't have any spices or herbs or shit. It's just whatever they can find around. Godzilla footprint recipe that's just oddly shaped meatloaf. Oh, yeah. You know, I do have, like, a set of cookie cutters that I never really use because I don't really make sugar cookies. I don't remember where I got them. They might have been a gift, but, they're Portal themed. They're like Portal-shaped cookie cutters, and like there's a companion cube cookie cutter, but it sucks. It's really hard to use. Which one made it into Smash Bros? Shovel Knight's in Smash Bros? I think marshmallows are overrated. Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I would only ever have them if I was, like, roasting them over a fire. That's just, like, a classic food, but, like... Unless you're having them in hot chocolate or something, like, who fucking cares? They're, like... There's this thing, like, the marshmallow test, where you give a kid, like, a marshmallow, and if they don't eat it for 5 minutes, you give them a second marshmallow. If you really want to make this test count, you would give them a candy that is not a marshmallow. Marshmallows are mid. As an assist trophy. Okay? Not exactly the same thing. Because, you know, I know he's a Mii fighter and it doesn't really count, but Sans is actually in, like, you can play as Sans. I'll just say that. They're not reaching Sans levels. Wouldn't have been that hard either, right? Like, they could have just made him like a sword fighter. He's got a shovel. There's no Hollow... Okay. I would still bet you anything that Hollow Knight is more popular. Which of these two franchises crashed Steam? Answer me that. Like, Banjo-Kazooie's in Smash. I don't see them getting any new games. Not saying that's a good thing. I've never played Banjo-Kazooie. But I think they've got one more game in them. Like, come on, Microsoft. Where's Nintendogs? Anyway, you know, a second Conquer game? Meh. I think I was recently listening to someone saying that they think the Conquer game is bad. Like, people only cared about it because, like, it was an N64 game with swearing in it. It was, oh my god, it's an adult N64 game, isn't that crazy? But, like, aside from that, it didn't really play well. Didn't Shovel Knight release temporarily exclusive to 3DS? I have no idea. Somebody play Nintendo Cats? Was it specifically called Nintendo Cats? I feel like I missed a lot. I gotta check out what games are coming out this year. Somebody asked about that. People are streaming. Oh shit, my mom's sending me an email about her security. Hold on. did you get this shit from? Yeah, just like Google sending her an email about best practices, and she's like, do I need to do anything about this? Whatever. Anyway, I recently backed a project that would give me, like, collar pins. Just, like, they're... Look, I don't wear a lot of shirts with collars, but they're, like, wing-shaped. That'd be fucking cool. I'll get pwned by online scams. Well, she would if she ever, like, responded to them. She's almost gotten got a few times. But anyway. If she's gonna beef up her online security, I'd rather she do it while I'm there, so just feel free to ignore that, Mom. Anyway, I gotta look up what games are coming out this year. I'm looking it up on my phone. My phone. My best friend, the phone. My phone with the powers. Would you ever multi-stream on Twitch? I mean, I could, but there's not much incentive to do that. I mean, my members can't use my emotes there. Not that they really use them to begin with. Drop some Swedish fish in chat. Anyway. Even if I did stream to Twitch, I don't think anybody would watch. Thank you. Thank you for dropping the Swedish fish. Shovel Knight released on Windows and 3DS same day, and other consoles were not released until 4 months after. I mean, that seems pretty fair to me. I know Twitch has more of an emote culture, I've noticed. Especially like the specialty ones you have to install like extensions to use. Just generally on YouTube, most people don't use them. They just use standard emojis. Love Swedish fish. Me too. I wish they were available for purchase here. Anyway, 2026 video games. Perfect. There's a Wikipedia page. Major events. Oh, those. Oh. Oh. We're gonna have a festival of gaming next month. What's that about? GTA 6? That's coming out this year? Feels so weird without all my emotes here. Yeah. I tried to do GIF emotes. The emote upload thing for my YouTube membership, it says it takes GIFs, and it does, but only the first frame of the GIF. I can't actually make moving emotes. How are we so far behind on this technology, YouTube? You literally, like, invented moving images online. They didn't, but you know what I mean. Reddit gave me a notification about your subreddit. That subreddit is not mine. I take no claim to any, like, third-party fan developments or gatherings around my channel. I don't do any of those. Sometimes I do think about having a Discord channel for people to, like, submit fan art, because it would be nice to get more fan art, but... I still remember what happened last time I had a Discord server. You did endorse it on Tumblr? Bullshit. When did that happen? YouTube didn't even invent video streaming. Well, of course they didn't. You couldn't stream on YouTube for ages. I streamed on Twitch for a bit because I couldn't stream on YouTube. Nobody watched, though. It was just me playing Professor Layton. Were there weirdos? Oh, you know, people tried to dox me, tried to DDoS my YouTube channel, which would be stupid and like doesn't make any sense, but they did have plans for that. I was never in there because a fan made the Discord channel, and like they made the server, and I guess I had some sort of control over it, but I was never in there because I don't use Discord generally, and I don't know, just like shit went sideways. A bunch of people started like spamming slurs or some shit, and I was just like, wow, this fucking sucks ass. Yes, I don't even really remember how it went down. It was just a mess. Just, why stress myself out trying to run a community? Like, there's a community tab here on YouTube where I could just have people, like, posting, like, I guess fan art and, like, a community tab on my channel. But I also don't want to have to moderate that. That's the problem about, like, running just anything related to what you're making, just like a place for your fans to gather, is that you have to moderate it, and that takes ages. I said video streaming, I meant streaming pre-made videos. Oh, so just like uploading? Yeah. They didn't invent that. I mean, video hosting is famously pretty expensive. They're the only ones who could really like pull it off on such a scale. Because they're owned by Google. I know they weren't to begin with, but you know, YouTube's video time limit used to be like 5 minutes. Try and find the question, you answered it. If you want it taken down though, I can. What? Did I endorse it, or did I just say I don't care if you have that? Because either way, I'm not trying to like stop people from having like a fan site for me. If you want to make an online fan shrine to me, that's okay. Because I deserve to be worshipped. But like, just don't involve me in it. Like, I don't want to see that shit. So we got all the anime uploads that were part 1 to 3. That's how I saw that's how I saw Naruto. Like, I literally got up to the point where Naruto and Sasuke were about to, like, I guess fight after Sasuke left the village, and then there stopped being uploads. That's how I watched Naruto. Fake hates her fans. I saw this before when I was like, I posted that short, I was like, yeah, I banned somebody for being creepy towards me. And of course, the comments were full of chuds being like, what's wrong with you? This isn't how you keep fans. By just like being a tyrant and banning people for no reason. I'm like, it costs you nothing to believe that a woman on the internet has to deal with people being creepy. It costs you nothing. You know, back when people found out where Markiplier lived, they would, like, show up to his house. Like, why is this so hard for you to believe? People are weird online. If people are weird to you, you block them. We can all live free. Worst part is when you're watching part 4 and you can't find part 5. Yeah. You didn't endorse Discord either. You explicitly said it was not official. Yeah. Because I didn't want to be held responsible for it. You shouldn't ban people for being awful, yeah. I'll ban people for being, like, too annoying. I'll admit that doesn't make me a good person, but whatever. I'm trying to have a good time here. Now let's see. Video game-based film and television releases. Wait, seriously? That's on 2026 in video games? Didn't Thomas make that Discord? No, it was somebody else. I actually forget their name. Sorry. It was somebody from my old channel, who I think made my old channel's Discord too. But in that case, nobody ever really used it, so I didn't have to moderate it. nobody uses it now. So I have to post like updates on Danganronpa fan games, I think. Anyway, Return to Silent Hill, that was famously bad. Backyard Sports, the animated special, I don't know what that is. Iron Lung by Markiplier, yes. Oh yeah, that's right, Why is the Mortuary Assistant movie coming out on February 13th? Like, I don't doubt you could make a film about the Mortuary Assistant, I'm just... Why are they releasing it on Valentine's Day weekend? There's a movie, Shudder exclusive, so... I mean... Direct-to-video doesn't surprise me. It's just... Why are you releasing that on Valentine's? It's not even like a romantic story. Anyway... You know, I was thinking about this earlier. Everyone was like, oh, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was so good, but I wouldn't want to see that in theaters. Because one, it'd be crowded with kids, and two, well, it's a movie based on a video game, and three, it's a horror movie made by Blumhouse. So, just that combination of three things, it's like, even if I gave a shit about Five Nights at Freddy's, I wouldn't have seen it in theaters. Watching a horror movie with your partner can be cute. It can. That's very Lovecore. Cuddling is so Lovecore. I can't cuddle though, so. The hell was up with the chicken jockey thing? It was in the Minecraft movie, which did well. I don't watch it though. I never play Minecraft, and it looked like shit. Why, like? They did that thing in the trailer. He was like, my name is Steve, and I was just like, oh, this is like it's like that over the hedge joke where just like an epic thing is called Steve. And then I realized like 3 hours later, oh wait, Minecraft Steve? No, he's not. Anyway, Super Mario Galaxy, wait, what? Needy Streamer Overload is getting an anime? You're kidding. Mortal Kombat 2, whatever. Another Resident Evil movie, as though we haven't had enough of those. The Street Fighter movie they advertised at the Game Awards, which... I don't know, the guy they have playing M. Bison doesn't look like M. Bison at all, but yeah, whatever. Angry Birds Movie 3, just... Sorry, that was immature of me, but like, literally just like... I just have like a 2000s like popular girl response of like, ugh, gag me with a spoon. Deca Police, I don't know what that is. Sekiro is getting an anime series. And so is Suikoden, which I don't actually know. Ever play Street Fighter the movie, the game? I don't think anybody did. Wasn't that on like a console nobody had? Angry Birds stopped being popular over a decade ago. It's still a pretty big phone game. I mean, I had it. There's an Angry Birds movie too. Hey, the first one did well enough to warrant a sequel. The Resident Evil movie has a 1% chance of being good. I didn't watch the other movies. Was Leon in them? If Leon's in this new movie, it could have a chance, depending on who's playing him. It was on Saturn, but it was also on the arcades. That's silly. Anyway, major events. Summer Game Fest is in June. I'll be streaming that. Yay. Nope, no Leon. Then it's cursed and doomed. Oh yeah, and Gamescom, which, sure. There's a Tokyo Game Show, which I tried to tune into last year, and it was more boring than I expected. Blizzard Entertainment will host BlizzCon. Yeah, no chance of that. And the Game Awards. Anyway. Oh, canceled and discontinued games. Let's get to that before we look at the new releases. And is Fake the movie coming out? Oh, fake movies come out all the time. They usually end up on streaming services. I like the live action Ari movies. I've never seen them. I've just seen clips. Anyway, canceled games. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. Huh, okay. Is that like a remake? Discontinued games. Anthem. Servers shut down January 12th. Oh shit, I didn't know that. I figured it was already dead. The Sims Mobile. Shut down on January 20th. When did that come out? Oh, that's from 2018. Damn, sucks. Looks exactly like the movie the series needs. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm fine. I'm probably not gonna watch it, though. The Finals? Don't know what that is. Genshin Impact. Servers shut down April 8th, 20... Wait, what? Genshin Impact isn't shutting down. Oh, on PS4. Oh. I didn't realize they were shutting it down on specific consoles. That's weird. Why would they do that? And just when I was about to start playing. If they had released it on Switch, they would have got me. But they didn't. I don't know why they wouldn't bother at this point. It's on phones. Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt? Shuts down April 28th. And Apex Legends? Oh, for Nintendo Switch? That shuts down August 4th. Okay. Weird. PS4 were split from normal servers. That would explain why things are bad. Didn't Sony say they were sunsetting the PS4 server soon? What the fuck? So I won't be able to watch YouTube on there anymore? I guess that'd be a good opportunity to hack it then. I'll just mod the heck out of it. But I probably still won't use it because I don't really like playing games on my TV. Anyway, games released in 2026. Okay. This is January to March. It's just got all of them, so it's just like a bunch of bullshit. Code Violet, yeah. Animal Crossing, Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Ark Knights. Pathologic 3, which I never redeemed my key for. PS4 turns 13 years old this year. Doesn't matter to me, I still own it. I can still use my Xbox 360. Whatever. City Tales. Don't Stop Girly Pop. I'm so glad Skullvolver played Don't Stop Girly Pop, because there was no way I was going to be able to play it myself. I played the demo. And, yeah, that didn't last long. Code Vein 2? That looked kind of cool. Mario and Yoshi for Game Boy. What? Oh, I guess that's just online. Oh. This release list is absolutely useless. They're putting Hollow Knight on here because it's finally getting on Nintendo Switch 2. That doesn't count, dog. Oh, wait. Romeo is a Dead Man. That's the one with, like, the zombie guy with, like, the cheerleader, right? Or something like that. That looked kind of cool. I kind of like the look of that. Also, I just like the idea of, like, you know, Monster Boy romance. So I'm glad that's in a video game. Very kawaii. I might not play it, but I'll probably watch, like, a cutscene movie or something. Tokyo Scramble, that dinosaur game that didn't look good. Mario Tennis Fever, which is $100. Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma. What do you mean that's not out yet? Oh. Well, it's already... This list sucks, because they're just, like, showing what games are releasing to certain consoles. Caves of Qud is getting on Nintendo Switch later. Mansion of Innsmouth. What? Yeah, that's a game from 1995. This stinks. Tell me which new games are coming out. Okay, goodbye, Disthrone. There's upcoming game release schedule on GameSpot. Maybe they've got better information. They don't have Don't Stop Girly Pop on their list, so they might be kind of stupid. What is Love-ish? Is that like a dating sim? What is this? Outrageous 8-bit action adventure game. Okay, whatever. What are we doing today? I'm just talking. I'm looking at new games. Dead Pets, a punk rock slice of life sim. Brother, what are you talking about? What do they mean by this? Unemployment Simulator 2018. What? What the f... This list is really freaking me out right now. Because all the lists are full of links, but they don't link to any pages. They're just like possible news articles on GameSpot, none of which are here. Are you seeing these games? GameSpot.com. They're just like 2026 upcoming game release schedule. What is this? What? Why is Unemployment Simulator 2018 coming out this year? I'm looking this up. Yeah. What? Yeah, this just came out. It doesn't look good. The year is 2018. You're trapped in a single bedroom apartment somewhere in an undisclosed Nordic welfare state. Your objective is to survive in the mind-numbing loop of long-term unemployment and social isolation. Story-driven. Advance your personal story. You survive the day, then you can go to sleep. Something's calling you. You'll find an escape in your dreams. It's when you sleep that you're most alive. In fact, you can be anything in your dreams. A salaryman, a husband, a hero. Until the alarm goes off again. If you're unemployed, why do you have an alarm? Whatever. It's got a lot of positive reviews, but like, dude. Why is this on the list? It's an indie game. I'm talking about like big releases here. Congrats on being the first person to click on a GameSpot article in over 10 years. Yeah, like seriously, they're like, oh, you're fighting your social isolation. I'm just like, why am I not going for like walks and shit? Goodbye, GTX. So there's one part left. If I feel like making one. Could still wrap up the story there if I felt like it. My Hero Academia game. This stinks. I just want to know about the big games. Reanimal isn't out yet? Paranormacite, The Mermaid's Curse? What? Rainbow Six Mobile. Oh, Resident Evil Requiem is on the 27th. I thought it wasn't coming out till like April. Cool. Scott Pilgrim EX. Alright, that's something I know. Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly remake. I'd look forward to watching someone else play that. Exploit.0. Man. Some of these. Screamer? Aren't they just like picking games with like more than 100 wish lists on Steam? What the fuck is Screamer? I feel like if I look up the game Screamer, nothing's gonna come up. Oh, it's $60. It's a racing game. Wait, I remember this. I saw the advertisement for this in some show. This is $60. It's an anime racing game. The answer is no. I'm not gonna be playing that. The Screamer. Bro was screaming. Before I go, Diablo 4, Lord of Hatred. Is that like a DLC? Tomodachi Life, Natch, Bubsy 4D, not playing that. 007 First Light, anybody think that's gonna be any good? Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight. Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales. Okay, that's just stuff that was advertised. And basically nothing for the rest of the year until Phantom Blade 0 in September and Grand Theft Auto 6 in November. What's with all this random shit they just filled out the first half of the year with? What is Rubato? Ain't got nearly as much jokes for each 5 words. Go to bed. You have to eventually. They can't stop you. Wait, hold up. They've got a bunch of undated games here at the bottom that have no links to anything. Ace Combat 8, Animo, A Planet Full of Cats. A Planet Full of Cats. Didn't I play part of that series before? Mingles bought it for me. It was like a castle full of cats. Now they've expanded to the whole planet. I gotta look this up. Yeah, bro, it's the same dev. It's the same dev. Yeah, it's just, oh my god. You're looking for cats in space. Why did this make the list? It's not the one with the bedroom full of bees, is it? I think it is by the same developer. Well, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah. Yeah, this is just like a bunch of random upcoming games from Steam. Cthulhu, just Cthulhu. Danganronpa 2x2, that doesn't have a release date, I guess. Deca Police again, which is getting like a show or something. End of Abyss. Fable, Evil Inside VR, Ghost Sector, Hack and Stack, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. Who the hell's making a game of that? Kyoto Xanadu. Didn't they just advertise that for the Switch? What are we doing here? Lords of Fallen 2, Little Nemo and the Guardians of Slumberland. What do you mean that's getting a game? Marvel Games. Nocturnal 2. No Vacation for an Executioner. Otome Daoshi Fighting for Love. Hold on. That could be interesting. What does it mean? It's an Axis game. It's gonna be on Switch, I see. I guess it's, yeah, it's just a visual novel, but like, with like, characters who do like kung fu. Very cool. You go eat popcorn. Okay, have fun. Anyway, Paranormal Activity, the game? What? Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. That got canceled. This list is useless. Bunch of Star Wars games. Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War. Do you really need to do that when like that other game series already exists? I think I saw that on r/Otome Games. You're just on r/Otome Games. Paranormal Activity, haven't heard that name in a while. Yeah. I kind of miss going to see that series. It was really bad. Super Meat Boy 3D, The Dusk Bloods, The Occultist. I mean, some of these we definitely have release dates for. Wow, okay, what? The Game Business has an article, the biggest video games of 2026, not called Grand Theft Auto. Turn that fucking autoplay video off. What are the biggest video games coming out in 2026? You're reading about Love in Deep Space? Sure. I mean, I'm not gonna judge. I mean, I'm reading about Otome games too. I'm just not on Reddit. Resident Evil Requiem. Of course, that's first. I love, like, it kind of feels like the list of games releasing in 2026 is a bit anemic, bit thin. Not very much meat on the bone there. I guess, I mean, Silk Song's the big one that came out, and there's Grand Theft Auto 6, but it doesn't really seem like there's that many big name games coming out this year. Maybe we need like a surprise indie hit to really shake things up. Maybe something really big will happen. Yeah, like, you know, things are getting dire when Lego Batman is one of the big anticipated releases this year. Like, bruh. And 007. Please. I need, like, some, like, really insane indie game made by lesbians to become the biggest new thing. The music went quiet for a second there, just to emphasize my point. Yeah, 007 First Light, whatever, Marvel's Wolverine, it's fucking movie-based games. It's crazy to me that movie-based games are the highly anticipated ones this year. That's not great. The Dusk Bloods, which is... that's like a multiplayer... a FromSoft game. That... and it's not Bloodborne, but it looks like Bloodborne. Just say indie games that made by lesbians is implied. Toby Fox isn't a lesbian. Yet. Pretty sure Wolverine isn't based on a movie. Oh, you're right, he's wearing a costume. But still, it's based on Marvel, which is, you know, a big cinematic universe and everything. Isn't that by the guys who made the PS4 Spider-Man? Yeah, it's Insomniac, so like I'm sure it'll be popular, but that's not what I'm looking forward to. Marvel yeah, it's more Marvel. Fighting Souls is Marvel. Okay. Toby Fox is waiting for Zune to come out before she does. What's Zune? What is that? Reanimal? I mean, Little Nightmares 3 came out and it was bad. This is just like Little Nightmares 3, but they called it something else. The Blood of the Dawnwalker. What the hell is that? Rebel Wolves is a new studio, but the people involved are famous for their work on games such as The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077. Blood of the Dawnwalker revealed last year, and received a big showing at Gamescom, with The Witcher 4 way off from release. Fans of that franchise are keeping an eye on this in the meantime. I don't even know. Toho dev? I never played Toho. I'm just not that interested. Being liked by lesbians is basically... Wait, is this the actual We Shop theme? No, it's just that remix again. This mix is shit. Being liked by lesbians is basically as far as lesbian representation is allowed to exist in media. Yeah. It's interested in Dustbloods until they revealed it was PvPvE. I don't even really understand what they mean by that. I guess I'm just not up on the gaming terms. Like, PvP is just like you fight other people. But how is it PvPvE? How does that work? You're fighting like another person and just like creatures? Phantom Blade Zero. Could this be the next Black Myth Wukong? Depends on whether or not the devs are misogynists. Pragmata? Oh, right, Pragmata. Okay. I am looking forward to watching other people play that. It's just another dad game. What about Pokemon Pokopia? That's $100, so that's not happening. The Watcher. Yeah. You know, Shinigami Eater did say that he was going to be moving in with some new roommates that own a Switch too. Maybe he'll stream the Dustbloods. Probably not, though. Nintendo Switch Online isn't known for being stable. They don't even have, like, fucking servers. It's just your internet. It's basically a friendly fire enabled game. You can play against other players and succeed, or you can play with them and also succeed. Oh. Alright, well that... I mean, I just... Is this thing looping? No, it's just been 2 hours. I'm tired of this mix. Let's do chill, cute, and girly Nintendo DS music. Yeah. Let me know if that's too loud. Iku stealing a roommate Switch for streams. Yeah, really. I feel like that's too loud. Keep it down over there. Anyway, Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, Forza Horizon 6, Invincible Versus, oh my god. It feels like a very old school list with GTA, James Bond, Lego, and Resident Evil coming out on top. It's like the PS2 era all over again. And I'm not happy about it. It's like, what's, like, Don't Stop Girly Pop. my one, like, bright shining star in this sea of gray. Just... It's a game I can't even play. And yet I'm more glad it exists than any of these other ones. Except Resident Evil Requiem, because Leon. He's a DILF now. We respect. Console sales for Switch 2 are on track to hit its 19 million shipments target for the year. Jesus. That's crazy, right? 19 million. Switch 1 has now overtaken the Nintendo DS as the most successful Nintendo games machine of all time. Well, I can't deny, like, if you're just looking for something to play like simple puzzle games on that's not your phone, yeah, the Switch is the best console for that. Experienced twunk death. Still hot though. You still have cat ears, whatever. They'll still put a nude mod on him, whatever. He still got it. I say very defensively. Mario Kart World has sold 14 million copies. Those, like, Nintendo first party like family games, they're just a money printing machine. They don't even have to be good. Like Pokemon Legends EA, which sold like 12 million copies. And Donkey Kong Bonanza did 4 million, because nobody gives a shit about that. Kirby Air Riders has managed nearly 1.8 million copies sold. That seems low. Metroid Prime 4 has sold 1 million copies. Okay, sure. They've got all just like these facts down at the bottom of the article. So, with Sony, just over 8 million PS5 consoles were sold over the October to December period, making it the best-selling console of the quarter. I guess that means like people can actually get them now. Like, it probably would have been better selling the whole time if people could actually get their hands on it. I mean, it's such a strong console that, like, people are, like, Shinigami like, actively chose to stream from it instead of his PC. I guess that means it's good. Don't know a single person IRL who owns a PS5. Yeah. I feel like Sony's got some weird stuff going on. Like, something bad's gonna happen to them. PS5 is now sold in around 92 million consoles. Remains neck and neck with what PS4 managed over the same period. So, like, it's just a reasonably well-selling console. Everyone likes Metroid, but people actively forget it exists if it's not in front of them. It doesn't have a strong enough hook. That's all I'll say. It's just like, woman in cool power armor shoots things. There are aliens. What else? Not much else. What's there to remember? What exclusives are worth getting on there outside of Astrobot? Bloodborne. They won't, like, remake it or anything. It's just you can play Bloodborne there. It's, like, shinier. I don't know. PlayStation profit grew 19% because the line's always gotta go up. Ghost of Yote did well. Helldivers 2, whatever. Oh yeah, and Valve is delaying announcing the price and release of the Steam machine because of the increasing price of PC components. Yay! The AI bubble is so good for everything, guys. AI is so useful. What the heck is this? Ares Interactive has raised $70 million in Series A funding to build a next-generation, cross-platform, free-to-play company. That sounds like it'll be bad. Obsidian Entertainment says The Outer Worlds 2 and Avowed, two of their big games of 2025, missed sales forecasts. No. Avowed didn't do well. That's impossible. Valve has actively named and blamed AI as the reason for the delay. Yeah, as they should. Because it's... Why is so much of the stock market just wrapped up in shit that isn't real? Like, this is just a presumed value, but nobody's actually making money off of AI yet. Like, nobody's actually making cold hard cash off that. It's just all smoke and mirrors, bro. Like, you can generate a picture of, like, I don't know, SpongeBob telling Squidward to fuck off. How does that make you money? How does it make money for me to be able to receive a photo on my phone in a text message and then be able to just, like, click on it, type in make this photo, like, mystical, magical, and then send it back? How does that make money? How? How does me having just, like, weird Photoshop, how does that make money? Explain it to me. It's being used to generate illegal content. That's why the worst people in the world are investing in it. Yeah. Original use case for AI, you know, deep fakes, just like, that was the original use, just like placing somebody's face onto, like, some other video. It was used to sexually harass women. That's what it was used for. That was the original use. Is just to make, like, is to make fake porn of people. That's not even getting into the other stuff. But the original use was just, like, making deep fake porn of people who wouldn't want to be in a porn. It's disgusting. Like, I'm not even, like, one of those people who say that, like, using AI is, like, so verboten that if it even touches a project, it's worthless. Because I don't believe that. I still think Expedition 33 was pretty good, despite the fact that one poster in the game was AI generated. Like, I feel like people are making too much of that, to be honest. But, like, what it's generally being used for is disgusting. Seeing AI images just, like, grosses me out. I don't like it. Nvidia makes bank selling the hardware capable of it, but that's just Nvidia. How's Google making money off of this? I think Obsidian Entertainment really needs to rethink things, though. Like, the Outer Worlds 2, like, the Outer Worlds 1 was already, like, I don't know, it kind of had a mid-reception. So, yeah. It's too bad you guys can't make Fallout New Vegas again. AI generated stuff in Expedition 33. It wasn't meant to be in release, it was a placeholder. Yeah, I don't think they were trying to hide that they used AI, but I think there are people out there that think that because they used it in there at all, like, even as a placeholder, means that, like, it's bad and it sucks. But I don't know, I just... asked in an award show if they used AI in development and said no, they were only caught because they left that one image in. Yeah. So, like, I don't know, man. I guess they were lying about it. Like, I guess that is a little bit shady. But if they were using AI actively and, like, the one thing that made it into the game was just a poster, like... I don't know, man. They're just like, hey, AI, generate, like, a poster. I don't know, man. I'm not taking it that seriously. Like, it didn't really affect the rest of the game. And, like, now the game has no AI in it. It has no generative AI content in it, so they're correct. It's not in there. What the fuck song is this? What is this? It's not telling me what song it is. Fan Club Thrilling. Rhythm Paradise. What? Stop making me hear lyrics. Ugh. I already burned my digital copy of the game. May have treated it like one of the temp tactics, like kit bashing, for example. I don't know. Like, I do think it sucks to use AI even as a placeholder because, you know, like, it's not like placeholder images are hard to find. They're really not, so, like, it's like that one, like, 4chan screenshot where somebody's like, do people actually like steak? And it's just an AI-generated image of a steak, and it's like, you couldn't have found a photo of that? Outer Worlds was explicitly a niche product. It was explicitly political and it used systems in a way that meant a deliberate throwback to earlier work. Yeah. So why are they banking on niche products? What do I think about Fallout Season 2? I'm not watching that. I'm not a Fallout fan. You know that guy in Fallout 3? What's his name? Charon? He can get it. That's all I really care about. I'm not watching Fallout. They used it for an aspect of development that wouldn't have been a person's job anyway. Like, yeah, I think I saw this in some video. Somebody was like, AI is stealing work from artists, but it was probably an artist who, like, put that in there. Like, it was probably an artist who was like, yep, I'll just put a placeholder there. So, I don't know. Take on placeholders, they should look like shit so you won't miss them when polishing assets and preparing for release. Like, yeah, why wouldn't it just be like... Why wouldn't it just be like some colors on like an image? I don't know. It's dumb. But like, depending on how long they were developing it for, like... I guess it could just be like, oh, hey, this Wumbo or whatever it used to be called is interesting. Let me use it to like generate a picture of an Eiffel Tower. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend like I never used AI. That shit was fun back in the Secret Horses era. Now it's all too real. I want something that like vaguely looks like what I'm trying to generate. If I want like N64 Columbo, it should look like shit and only vaguely give you the idea of that. Not anymore. Now you can like literally generate N64 Columbo. They invented that. This Gemini 3 shit. Oh, my voice is giving out. I follow an artist that reblogs a lot of Charon art. Nice. I remember watching a lore video about him. He doesn't get much character. Should be a vague blob that kind of looks like it's wearing Columbo's coat. Yeah. Listen, if you go back, probably on Tumblr or something, you can find... What is going on with my voice right now? You can find, like, images that people tried to generate. They're just like, oh, this is, like, kind of creative and interesting. Let's just mash these two ideas together. And it would, like, vaguely resemble them. But nothing that would, like, convince you into thinking it was, like, a real thing. It looked like ass. But it was way more interesting than when it was just like, oh yeah, you can just generate this and now it's real. I don't like that it looks real. It was more interesting when it didn't look real. I know that's kind of a controversial opinion because a lot of people are like, oh, AI is verboten. How dare you use ChatGPT ever? But it's like, I used ChatGPT once. It sucked. That's why I didn't use it again. Like, I'm not even against, like, all forms of AI in artwork. Like, sort of. You know, like, you, like, AI a song to, like, remove the vocals so that you can use the instrumental for something. It's not a bad idea. But too much of AI is just like, oh, we're gonna make a whole fake movie star, and she's gonna be in films, in the theaters. No. That's dumb. It's dumb and stupid. The backstory behind his effective lack of character is actually really tragic. They justified him being an unquestioning follower NPC. It's because of something. Yeah, like he's essentially a slave, right? Just you can buy him. Which I guess is one way to just have like a follower that will be with you no matter what, but, you know, at least give him something to work with. I've read some fan fictions. They were interesting. Use AI to help me do some easily forgettable server config stuff. You know, I'm not against it for programming. Programming sucks ass, but if you are going to program something, you generally should know how it works so you can fix it. There's a surprising amount of slavery in Fallout 3. I mean, don't you stop a slave owner? My voice is giving out. God damn it. Like, there's a part where you can, like, save a bunch of slaves. You can also nuke a town, just cause they want to show off. How to practice with these talking streams? Well, I don't want to lose my voice. I mean, next week's audios are all recorded though, so. There's a surprising amount of slavery in Fallout in general. I mean, I don't think it's that surprising considering it takes place, like, on Earth. There's, like, so much slavery in the world. Like, genuinely. You would be shocked how many people are just, like, slaves right now. If the apocalypse happened and, like, there's no law preventing people from, like... Yeah, I'm drinking water right now. If the world ends, there's no, like, law or government preventing people from, like, enslaving other people and they have, like, bomb collars or whatever, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there would be, like, tons of slaves. Of course they would do that. People are terrible. Anyway, I can feel myself getting too political and my voice is starting to give out, so yeah, I think I better cut it off here. It's not very Lovecore to lose your voice. I think I'll go drink some honey or something. Actually, a TV show about that airing right now. Is there slavery in it? I'm gonna drink some honey and cook some baked chickpeas to have with my chocolate rocks. You know. Hot girl shit. But yeah. Thank you all for coming to the unveiling of my Lovecore-ness. I'm very quiet. I'm gonna be streaming with this for the rest of the month. I mean, like, when I choose to stream, I might come back tomorrow and, like, play Unbeatable and stuff. You know? Hold on, let's see if I can, yeah. Perfect. That uses up a different part of the vocal cords. Show actually said both sides bad. They called the NCR vaguely problematic. I mean, they are, but they're not worse than, like, the guys who have slaves. Like... Didn't Caesar's Legion have, like, actual slaves? I mean, they were crucifying people. I remember that from the game. That dude in the suit got fucking crucified. Use sarcasm. You know, if you watch the show, I'm not watching the show. I haven't even watched Twisted Metal. And that has a clown in it. I think he's making shows out of video games. It's free on YouTube. Season 1. Whatever. Everything's free if you know where to look. Catch that shit on 123 Movies. I don't know. Forgot Twisted Metal had a show. So did I. It was only I started seeing like a clip of season 2 and I was like, oh, they finally put Calypso in it, huh? Well, maybe. At least they kept the hair for him. Listen, there's no point in arguing about this. It's too late. They already put the AI acid in the game, and then they removed it, so it doesn't matter anymore. Who the hell has Peacock? Well, it did well enough to get a second season. I mean, who the hell has Apple TV, and yet everybody's talking about, fucking Severed, or Severance, whatever. I saw part of season 1. It was, like, boring. Anyway, I gotta go. Thank you all for watching. I'm so tired. What, Severed? It's close to Severance? Whatever, fuck it. That's what they call it in the show, being severed. Yeah, I'll go be lovely somewhere else. In my kitchen where there's honey and chickpeas. And chocolate rocks. Even the nyas are starting to fail me. I have to leave. Goodbye. 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 Yeah.